So game number 1, the Milton Flyers picking up a 4-2 victory and advancing to round number 2. Next up, we have the Kitchener Lions and the Guelph Brewers. Like I said in the pregame, Anthony, this game on paper, if you're looking at previous matchups, boy, oh boy, you're thinking, the Brewers got this in their back pocket. But with the change that Matt Crane, the captain of the Lions, this is going to be a very, very close contest.
Quite a few new faces in the lineup, so you don't know what to expect. Even if you played a team before, when there's a new look to them, it's like, well, what does this guy bring to the equation? You can check their background all you want, and you can play these out on paper all you want. It's until they hit the ice and the game's broken down into its, finite pieces kind of. We have a look and the dust sort of settles. We figure out who's going to have the win because, as we say, that's why they play them on the ice and not on the paper, because a number 8 team can take a number 1 team to task any day of the week.
Absolutely, and if there's any basketball fans, I'm sure they know their brackets have been busted, and let me tell you, I think this one right here has an opportunity to have a little bit of a bracket bust, an upset feel to this one. March sadness, if you will, if you're a Brewers fan. But with that being said, I'm not counting out the Brewers out already. This is a team that has so much talent. You look at their captain, Brett McLean, like I said, playing in the NHL, an outstanding AHL career, so much promise, and unfortunately for him, his career was cut short due to a heart condition, but he was able to make a return to the 3HL, make a return to pro hockey and play in the 3HL. And he's done quite a good job, especially on home ice for the Brewers last week, racking up the points. So he is a player definitely people are going to want to watch out for.
Well, you can see when he's got the puck on his stick, he likes to shoot it. 5 games, 5 goals.
Yeah, 5 assists for 10 points. So he's just right behind a couple of guys who have 12, and including his teammate, Matt Kennedy. So another guy that you're going to have to watch out for, a great professional career in the AHL. He comes here and he said his biggest asset is his shot, and now that he has so much time and space, he can let it fly.
He played for Guelph as well as the Barrie Colts as well. That's interesting to see. Now he's here for Guelph again in a professional role. Guelph now in black, of course, starting out at center. Good pass to Campbell. Wide of the mark there once again, so we'll have to keep an eye. We should almost keep a shot clock of missed opportunities because they count, don't they?
They do, and a lot of the time if it goes off the boards or hits the pipe and goes down the other end, it's immediately a fast break for the other team.
Certainly is. And here is Kitchener. They couldn't control. Chappelle playing it back. Theo Peckham. Whoa, another shot up and over net this time, though, and the rebound's chopped down the ice quickly upon it. Theo Peckham, he was having a great time before the game, playing with everybody. 2 behind everyone. Pass over, return feed, no shot on net.
Just a little bit too fancy from Sorelli and McLean.
Yeah, little Chip and Dale. What's the after you know, I insist. Oh, we missed the net. Nice return feed. I don't think the player was expecting the extra pass.
No, he wasn't.
So here they are now. Kitchener once again. They got caught with their hands in the cookie jar, if you will. They were down ice, and a 2-on-0 goes their way. That one's bouncing around in front of everybody. Now it's in the high slot area. It's kept alive by Kitchener. Dancing through everybody, but 3 black sweaters take care of this. Goes to number 10. That would be Greg Sorelli. Play for Trenton here in Aurora, Collingwood and Huntsville as well. So 4 OJHL teams before heading to one of the best leagues in the world, the CIS.
He said in warm-ups he's happy to be back here playing in Aurora, and it's just looking around here. This is what you call a vintage arena, a barn. It's great. You can see all the banners. There's so much history in this place.
Yeah. Dominic and his brother Daryl Moore both played for Brad Selwood's Aurora Tigers back in the day, and of course we know that Dominic Moore still giving Leaf fans some problems, even though he played with them for a short while. I always consider them one of the better players. Here they come the other way. Kitchener now. Loose puck at center. Kennedy's on it quickly. Pass over. Shot right on. Great stop there. And the Kitchener goaltender, Brian Pitton. Hey, man, he should have played in the NHL. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Great stop by him. And he should show some great confidence on the back end. Kitchener, Guelph's got the edge in play right now, you'd have to say, with 4.5 to go in this one. But don't tell Kitchener that because they're playing fine. And they're stretching things out, and they're behind everybody, although Peckham takes the indirect pass from Pitton. It's coming the other way. Shot right on. Pitton got a piece, but it's not enough. as Chris Chappelle. Good job by him.
Sneaks through. Chris Chappell played, like I said a little earlier, played in the OHL, was the captain of the Saginaw Spirit, went on to play pro hockey in the ECHL and the AHL, and
Hartford,
boy,
yeah.
the guy is so big, but boy, can he skate as well.
I put the E on the end of Chappelle, and it's Chappell, I understand,
Yes.
but I made it Chappelle. Just a quick look at the paper there.
Probably not the first time he's been called Chappelle. So.
That's it. Now, these are hurry-up face-offs, aren't
Yes,
they, whether
they
you're
are.
there or not?
Yep.
You said Theo Peckham in one of your pregame, prior to the Dangle Fest, you said Peckham was one of those first players to notice where the face-off is, and he'd head over right away.
Yeah, that's heads-up hockey by a veteran player there, right?
It is.
It is a new rule to him, but he's found ways to
Exploit it.
Anticipate, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Ryan now taking a look. Made it look like he had a pass there because he had a man on the back door. And that would be Dorigo, who was on the back door, the Oakville native, but we're going to have, what's a slashing penalty? Is that right? Shouldn't it be 1-0 on the goal by Chappell?
It should be.
Okay.
So the clock here at the arena doesn't have one up, but yes, so we have a total man development penalty shot here, and it's Tyler Ryan, the leading goal scorer in the 3HL. Tough to score without a puck.
Yes, he's going to say. He's like, don't blow the whistle. I don't have a puck. Here he comes. The blue liner. Oh, man. That's his 10th goal, is it not?
That is number 10 in 6 games. Tyler Ryan is on a tear this season, making a name for himself on the 3HL tour. The guy might be small, but boy, oh boy, you give him a lane and he's going to take it and score.
That's what I was just going to say to you. Diminutive don't mean diddly. Because if you got the skill set and the speed, you're gone. Indirect pass as Kitchener's looking good. Chad Herron. New Hamburg native as we've got, is that over and back?
Over and back, yeah.
Thank you, my friend. I was trying to figure out what that one was. And lacrosse fans should be interested in that ruling, right?
Exactly. Me being an ex-lacrosse player, current coach, when I heard that rule happen, I thought it was definitely a nice little twist. And, it definitely, as the 3HL wants to, oh, wow.
Okay, that was a bit of dirty pool by Guelph, wasn't it? Well played, Sorelli.
Wow.
He exploits everybody. Face off at center, and he's behind Kitchener's D.
Brett McLean just shook his head and was laughing and just wondering how Greg Sorelli was able to just sneak around and get wide open there, but he's not going to say anything and just put that in the back of the cage.
Certainly, it's 2-1 game right now as we got 0-0s on the score. 2-2 game, let's make that.
And the Kitchener Lions, that's a huge, huge answer for them. Making sure, because we know this Guelph Brewers team, they score in bunches, and that's when they put teams away.
Right.
But Kitchener, the Lions, no pun intended, are clawing their way back into this game.
Yes, indeed. So Guelph now inside the zone, muscled off the puck. Kitchener's number 4 hit it in back of the net. Dorigo played in the OJHL as well. Around for number 68 and under, just a minute to play in the first half here as Guelph picks it up in their own zone. Little pass over. Number 16 on Guelph. I don't have a name of that number, unfortunately. We'll get to that in just a momento. It's heading off the ice, but here they come the other way. The Lions now. Little pass, and having to take that and skate a little backwards there was Dorigo once again. It's cut off, though, and coming the other way. That's the name of the game here with 25 seconds to go. Little saucer pass. Return feed wide of the mark. And that was a great effort by Ryan. He scores, and he's defensively responsible. Played some Great Lakes Junior C.
Tyler Ryan showing he's not just a scoring machine. Great hustle play by number 27 in gray.
Positioning is everything, isn't it? Here's a 3-on-1 shaping up. Peckham now had to slow and take it off the skate. His pass went off a pair of boots, and we're out of time in the first half, so it should be, 2-2 still, right?
Yes, 2 apiece. Right. And you know what, I got to say, obviously Kitchener coming into this game with much higher expectations maybe that they have had in the past, but they've got to be happy with that period there.
Sure.
They come out, get a breakaway, or sorry, I should say a penalty shot goal from Tyler Ryan, then a little bit of a miscue there, leaving Greg Sorelli all the way by himself into the corner after that over and back, but what do? They come back and score a quick goal and answer, and that's what you got to do in 3-on-3 hockey. Like we said, the teams that don't make the most amount of mistakes usually come out on top. And the same thing is, it's the teams that are able to stop the bleeding early are also the teams that usually are able to come out on top as well. So another great period here. We're going to have another 7 minutes unless we have our first game of overtime at the 3HL Aurora Dangle Fest.
Don't forget that at the side of the net there, it was Tyler who tied up the stick and didn't allow a sure goal. So it would have been 3-2 with time winding down, but it's not. 2-2 into the second half we go. Face off at center, and we're underway. Scramble off the draw. It's controlled by Kitchener, the Lions. Captain plays it forward. And heading to the net, back door. There's the pass in front. Well read by Theo Peckham. Checks his shoulder twice to see how much space he's got. Also find a man in motion. He hits number 13, Miles McLean. Played for Trenton in the OJHL. Pouncing puck here. Shot wide of Pitton. Takes a look. Goes all the way back to Peckham on the back end. Throws this one into the slot area. It's gobbled up. Back to Peckham again. Theo Peckham. Nifty little move around Crane. Shot. Oh, my goodness. That was a beauty. And then he just celebrates to the crowd as well. Why not? Great crowd in attendance here this afternoon.
Absolutely, and I don't know if there's a guy who has this much fun in the 3HL Tour as Teddy Peckman, as Don Cherry would call him on Hockey Night in Canada. He loved him when he played for the Edmonton Oilers, and we'd love him playing for the Guelph Brewers because he gets to show his skilled side out here as well.
Hey, we got a little back and forth action there. Between Guelph's Greg
Ken Paroff taking the shot there. So Paroff wearing number 21, the new addition for this Guelph Brewers team.
Okay, I was just talking about the action back and forth between Whalen and Sorelli there. They were both getting into it along the boards. It's getting physical, and they're getting a little annoyed at one another. Shot right on. Stop. Oh, and then there's a trip. There's the evidence right between the players' legs. That's a goal stick of Brian Pitton.
Tough to get away with that one when, like you said, the evidence is right in between the tucks on the skates.
So, Kennedy is going to have a chance. Now, do you play interference on the way towards the net? Yeah, that's what he did right off the way. Right off the hop. Shot right on. Great stop. Left pad by Pitton. Finds a man high in the slot. Mackey, his shot doesn't make it right through. Ryan was in the way once again. 27 for the Lions. Oh, it's off the pipe, and it dances out front once again. Opportunities abound now as Guelph starting to flex a little inside Kitchener's zone. And pass goes errantly past the player on the near side. With it now, Greg Virgil. Coming the other way, though. Quick pass up. Jason Pitton. And he goes down in back of the net there. Indirect. Campbell now. He's got Mackey with him. Mackey shows his stick. Tries to give it back. He does. Off the skates. Wide. Tucked through the open edge. Oh! Glove save. Pitton with a glove save. Absolute beauty. Shot coming. It's in the corner. They're really getting into it, my friend. Does anybody would think there was money on the line? Oh, wait. There is. Mackey sifts one. Campbell takes a bump. This is getting interesting.
Welcome to the 3HL Tour, Mr. Pitton.
Oh, my goodness.
What a debut for the former Brampton Beast goaltender.
He's a beast, all right, isn't he?
He certainly is.
He's making waves right in his first game in the 3HL. Him and his brother. There's a long bomb pass all the way down ice. Pitton. Oh, Campbell's. He comes away with it. What a great stop. Pitton takes away the bottom of the net. Nifty little move, but not past the captain. And here comes Guelph the other way. Brett McLean. Stick knocked right out of the head. Yeah,
that's a great call.
Slash, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. And here we go. We got a little bit of something going here.
Like you said.
Sorelli's into it. I told you 10 was getting into it with Whalen earlier.
Those two definitely. Maybe they have a little bit of history. We talked about how some are friends. Maybe there's some enemies made from previous leagues as well.
Oh, man. You know what? I love the effort, but you can't just run away with the puck. Great effort to get down ice. And they come now. He pushed it too far ahead of himself there. Coming the other way. Kitchener now. Hanging on. McLean. Pardon me, not McLean. That'd be Prozic. Shot on net. Peckham checks his shoulder a couple of times, rims this one back around the board. Cirelli now. He's got a man down ice, can't get it past the man closing on him who took the penalty shot, number 68. Not sure yet who that is, but here they come the other way. Kitchener once again. Shot wide of the mark. Here they go again. Big, huge slap shot. This time blocker side as they're getting into it here at the bench. McLean having some words with the official. Shot right on. Looking for the 5-hole, unable to find it. We got all kinds of action and all kinds of animosity here. Kennedy takes a big bump. Oh, great stop once again by Mr. Pitton. Brian Pitton doing the lion's share for his team. Here they come the other way. Kitchener. Man stumbling a little bit. They got to change in on the fly. Shot coming off. And that goes up into the mesh and out of play. And they point for the hurry-up face-off to the left of Alex Dupuis, who we haven't had to say too much about.
No, Guelph doing a great job limiting as much chances as possible. We got ourselves a timeout by Kitchener.
Kitchener's called the timeout with 1:28 to go. Is that the right thing to do here, my friend?
Might be a little bit early. Maybe they want to get a little bit of a rest for the guys that they do have out on the ice. But like we said, the time does go pretty quick with that run time, but it's only 28 seconds of run time. So maybe a little bit early now, but I
guess you're looking for instructions like when do you come to the bench? Like who's calling the goaltender in, right?
You would assume that it'd have to be maybe coming from the captain, but which is Matthew Crane, who has done a fantastic job putting this Lions team together. And I will say this is definitely a much improved Lions team that we've seen out here.
Guelph with 11,000 in earnings thus far. Kennedy looking to secure a little bit more, make it 13 if he can. And he puts in an insurance marker with just 8 seconds gone in the second half there. Both players, there's a lot of chin wagging out there, isn't there? All the fun and games and all the familiarity and all the friendliness in the world before. Doesn't matter once the puck's dropped.
Oh, absolutely not. This is definitely one of the chippier games that we've seen so far this year, and for good reason. These two teams really want to win badly, and there's an over and back call there. But Matt Kennedy scoring his 9th goal of the year quickly before that over and back call. And some fans might not recognize him because he usually got a little bit of the face double going. He's looking a little bit of like a baby face there, but still the same Matt Kennedy that can put the puck in the net, no doubt about that.
Certainly is. I think Guelph's plan now is to just chew up some clock.
Yeah.
They're just going to try and keep it to the outside. Don't even worry about shots. But I like the fact that you can't go back over center because that keeps the action at one end of the ice. And here it is as Kitchener tries to get out of their own zone. The Lions, though, being a little compressed in their own zone, taking a look at it with 34 seconds as Chappell gets knocked down. Here's Ryan now. Fires a hard slap shot blocker side. That's just absorbed by Dupuis, and he hangs on. 27.2. It's played forward. Clock goes. Chappell stops up at the wall, takes a look, plays this one back. And that gets away from Peckham. Is that over and back? I guess they're calling it no. Letting them play, letting the time wind down, but stepping around. Getting a quick shot, but that's right into the crest of Dupuis, plays it into the corner. That shot was from Jason Pitton. His brother has been an outstanding stalwart in net, and that's going to do it for game number 2, 4-2. So Guelph improves their fortunes and their record as well, going to 7-4.
You got to tip your cap, obviously, to the winners, the Guelph Brewers, but at the same time, a very, very strong effort from this Kitchener Lions team. Unfortunately for them, they have yet to pick up a victory since the New Year's Day Classic at the Mattamy Athletic Center, the old Maple Leaf Gardens. But boy, oh boy, that was a great effort by this Lions team. I think with the remaining tournaments, I think that now these 3HL teams aren't going to take this Lions team too lightly.
No, and I wouldn't either. And you see the way they pushed back too as well. It was getting a little aggressive, a little bit of a. Yeah. They're playing with a bit of an edge, Kitchener. That's what happens when you don't win all the games.
Exactly. So we are going to now send it down to Kelsey, who's with the Summer Skates MVPs.
All right, guys, we got the player of the games down here, and we got Brody and Evan who are giving them out on this one. You want to go first? Who's your player of the game for the Kitchener Lions?
Number 19.
All right, congratulations there on the other end. Who's your player of the game for the Guelph?
Number 10.
All right, you're going to stay here with me, just answer a few questions. Great game, first of all. Now, you were chosen because of that goal, and they liked your passion on the ice. Let's talk a little bit about that. It got a bit heated out there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to 2 straight finals, and this was probably the best competition game we've had. Most physicality. Both teams wanted it. Too bad it was a game 1. That should have been the championship, but it was a lot of fun to play in.
All right, now let's talk about the championship for a second. You did go into the finals the last 2 events, didn't win in those 2 events. So what's kind of the fire behind you guys wanting to actually take home the $7,000?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. We've lost 2 straight. We got to win 1 more to get there, and we look forward to that in about a half hour here.
All right, let's ask you just one question, okay? After this one, disappointing not having that first W, can't move on. What's the feeling now going back into the locker room?
I mean, it kind of sucks, but, we just got a whole new squad pretty much, so I think we got some chemistry there. I think this is one of the better games some of the guys have said we played, so there's a lot for us to pick up and keep going throughout the rest of the tournament. So
moving on to the next tournament, you think you'll do a bit better?
I think we'll do a lot better. The guys know each other now, so, we'll get a little more comfortable with each other, hopefully hang out a little bit and see how the progression goes from there.
All right, we're excited to see you in the next one, guys.
All right, Kelsey, thank you very much. So we are halfway through round number 1. Still 2 more games in the first round and a whole mess ton of hockey left. So we will send it to break and make sure you come back.
Wow, this is great action. Holy mackerel.